dividing whole numbers. Now, dividing whole numbers is similar to multiplying whole numbers. You don't have to just work with the ones that are alike. Let's look at an example. If I had 72 divided by 3, well, I ask students, how do you do this? And they write this notation here. And then they say, well, we see how many times 3 will go into 7. And they say 2. And then they say, okay, well, that gives us 6. We do a subtraction here, which gives us 1. And then we drop the 2. Then we see how many times 3 goes into 12. They say 4. And that gives us the 12. And then we subtract, there's no remainder. So 3 goes into 72 24 times. What I want to bring up here is this is great procedurally, but conceptually, let's really see what's going on. Really, you're trying to see how many times 3 goes into 70. And what you do is think of it, let's say, because we're powers of 10, let's say we have 7 $10 bills. And we want to break them up between 3 people. Well, we give each one 1. We come back and we give each one 1. Well, now we've given out 60 because we gave out 2 to each. So we gave out 2 $10 bills to each, really. So that's where we get our 6 here. We had one $10 bill left, and then we dropped down our 2 $1. So now, if you think of this in terms of ones, that's 12 ones. So we start divvying those up, and each one gets 4 $1 bills. That's why there's none left. So what I want you to think about conceptually what's happening with all this stuff. Procedurally, a lot of us already have an idea of what's going on with adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. All right, let's look at a little larger example. Let's do 240 divided by 15. Okay, then we do the same thing. 15 into 240. And then I have students, well, 15 doesn't go into 2, but it can go into 24 is what they say, which is really 15 into 240. And they'll say, okay, well, that goes in there once, because 2 times would be too big. Then they do the 15. And they subtract here, which is really 150. And then remember, we can't take the 5 from the 4, so we regroup here. Now we have 14. We can take the 5 from the 14 now and get 9. We have nothing left here. And then we drop our 0. Now we check to see if how many times 15 can go into 90. And then I ask students to say, oh, 3, I'm not sure, 5. Go off to the side and do that. Just do 15 times, try 3. And then you'll get your 45. You know that's too low. Then if you tried your 15 times your 5, notice you get your 5 and your 2. And that's, we're not there yet, and that's okay. Remember, you can go off to the side. This takes no time, and I highly recommend you do this instead of trying to guess in your head. I don't like to do math in my head. I like to do it on paper. So let's try 15 times 6. It gives us 0, 3. There's the 90 we're looking for. So we know this is 6, which gives us 90, which gives us no remainder. So my recommendation on this is procedurally take your time, go off to the side, do the multiplication. This is just multiplying whole numbers over here. And you should be good to go. Just remember conceptually what's really happening.